water. There's a lot of fish in this dam, and that is in all likelihood what is causing all of the bubbles that we can see. Oh, there we go. Hello, boy. Yes. Beautiful. So a bit of a display he just performed there for us. They like to open their mouth and show off those massive teeth, which are not used for feeding, but used for fighting with other hippo. They will obviously also use them to defend themselves, and it just goes to show the Nkuhuma pride that managed to take down a hippo just a few days ago, the lions we've just seen, and they took it down just on the fringe of this dam, actually. It's not an easy business, and even though it wasn't a fully grown hippo like this one, fully grown hippo would have been around. And I've actually seen footage of a hippo biting a lion onto a lioness's head, and her whole head disappeared into his mouth, and then he flung her around and tossed her into the bushes. She miraculously got up and walked off, but she did have a puncture wound through the middle of her bottom jaw into her mouth, which healed, and she survived. But risky business, and very dangerous animals, they're posed to us as humans and to other animals that get in their way, even though they are just herbivores. Oh, some more showtime. I'm hoping he's going to vocalize for us. They often do vocalize in conjunction with this kind of display behavior. It's interesting, he's been spending almost every day, I'm guessing it is him, and I wonder when he'll move off and look for some ladies, or maybe he's retired and spending the last few days of his life in solitude and peace and quiet. Anyway, we're going to hang around here and see if any animals come down for a drink, or if this hippo continues to perform for us. And I believe Marc's got a beautiful sighting lined up for you, so enjoy what he has in store.
Every now and then, these skeletons are adorned with an addition that is a true wonder to behold, and this is one of them. This is one of the larger of the eagles that we get here. It's cousin to the golden eagle. It is called a Tawny eagle. And I've had to stop suddenly because I didn't want him to fly. I wanted to show you one of the most majestic eagles that we have here, and to see these eagles in flight and doing their mid-air flight and mating displays is quite remarkable. With impala in the background making their rutting noises. It is a true aquila. It belongs to the genus Aquila. It is one of the true eagles, and you can tell one of the features of the true eagles is that they're feathered all the way down to the feet. You know, if you think of eagles, you think of the majestic golden eagle, you think of the quintessential eagle shape and its ability to hunt. And I guess those are the eagles that belong to the genus Aquila, because all of the other eagles, the snake eagles and some of the fish eagles, the sea eagles, they're all, I wouldn't say lesser eagles, because they're majestic in their own right, but they aren't really considered the true eagles. And whoever devised this nomenclature, and whoever made it all up, it does lend itself towards the bigger and more majestic eagles. Now, the tawny eagle is very similar in habits to an eagle that we saw this morning. In fact, we saw two eagles this morning. We saw a pair of Bateleur snake eagles, also known as the short-tailed eagle, and they are snake eagle family, not considered the true eagles. They don't have feathered legs all the way down to the feet, and they are the Bateleur, actually, they and the tawny eagle are both as much scavengers as they are hunters. Now, I'm wondering if maybe this tawny eagle isn't here for some reason, or it's maybe decided to land here and spend the night. I'd like to try and get around to the other side of this tree without him flying so we can see him in the sunlight, because the sun's about to set. We're at sunset right now. It also looks like he's listening to every word I'm saying, he or she. Hard to tell the difference without the other mate here, because the female will be a lot larger than the male. And looking at an eagle on its own in a tree, it's hard to gauge the size of it. But this is a pretty large eagle. I've found the remains of things like steenbok and duiker and vervet monkey and guinea fowl and a bunch of other prey species underneath tawny eagle nests. Let's see if we can get to the other side, just so that we can get a view with the light on his chest. I'm saying he does because it kind of gives off the aura that it's a male for some reason. Also a beautiful sunset setting in our western sky. And I'm hoping just after sunset that we might just see the first sliver of the new moon. Welcome to Africa and an eagle sunset. No, don't. I can see you want to fly. Please, don't go anyway. I'll back off a bit instead of going underneath him, because that'll really set him off. There's also a flower, and I use that excuse. Oops. I can hear the crowned plovers or the lapwings complaining because there's an eagle up here in the tree. Don't go anywhere, eagle. Look at this flower. There's another flower for the Monday afternoon, Monday evening. Flower for the ladies. You can't go there. You can't go there. You can if I change my angle. So I've got to turn around for the eagle anyway. So this is a potato flower. There's the eagle. Oh, it's gone. Alright, we'll get a better sunset. Here I am trying to get the flower, and I'll move to the eagle now. It's the dry season, and to get a flower is a special thing. So just over my shoulder, a solanum. There is actually a cultivated plant known as a solanum. It's grown into topiaries and standards. They obviously breed it to be a lot. This is like a pale mauve, pale lilac. The actual, or rather the one that is cultivated is much deeper purple than that. No, we're not going to get the sun setting under that dead tree because there's a bush willow in the way. But I'm going to... Let's see. Tawny will let us... We'll have to take a little bit of a detour to get to him. Casey flyers. I'm trying to get closer. Apex predator, predator of the skies. Its name is actually Aquila rapax. And rapax comes from the word rapacious, or maybe it's the other way around. Raptor, the very word raptor, which describes which is really any bird of prey, is known as a raptor. Also comes from the word rapacious. And this is one of the most of all, the tawny eagle. There was a dove sitting up there. It was a nice comparison because the dove is a small bird, and it was about the size of the tawny's head. It's a little bit smaller than a golden eagle. I think the golden eagle is a little bit bigger. The golden eagle is sort of the first cousin to the tawny eagle. But as you can see, a very majestic bird. And, well, I'd give anything to have that kind of freedom, that freedom of three-dimensional flight that an eagle has, or any bird really, but for those that soar. Eagle sunset. If I can't do an early sunset, I'll do an eagle sunset. Shall we try one last bit for a frontal view of the tawny?
Mark, you copy FC?
No.
Just hold up your hand out.
Way above my head.
Do you copy?
No. What was that?
What's the difference between a hawk and an eagle? Tina writes.
Tina. Difference between a hawk and an eagle. Different birds. Difference between a lion and a leopard. Difference between a wildebeest and an impala. They both birds of prey. They're just different birds of prey. Hawk, however, is more of a general term for us here in South Africa. And unfortunately, nomenclature has very grey areas because, and it becomes semantics really. I mean, we talk about the red-tailed hawk, which we would probably call a buzzard in this country. Like we would have the jackal buzzard or the honey buzzard or the steppe buzzard. The red-tailed hawk would... I don't actually... I must check the scientific name of the red tail. If anybody can send that to me, maybe. Yeah? Okay. Well, from this beautiful sunset, if we can just get it quickly, because we're going to be losing it. As you view the sunset, I'm going to hand you back over to Scott, and we're going to make our way back to Djuma, where I can pick up a better signal from final control. And I'll see you before then to drive it out.
Welcome back to a splendid evening here at Buffelshoek Dam. It sounds like Marc lined up a beautiful, beautiful sighting of a tawny eagle silhouetted in the sunset, and I could only imagine the screenshots that were getting fired off there. Now, when you left us, we were with the hippo, And we are still with this hippo. He seems to have calmed down though. Maybe he knows that we switched over to Marc and stopped performing. I'm not sure. But he literally has not performed any more of those wide open mouth displays since you left us. We've been tempted to stick around in the hope that he'll do it again, but as you can see, it looks like his little performance may be over for this evening. It was also a great opportunity for us just to sit quietly and listen to the bush. We just heard birds calling, and there's nothing wrong with not hearing alarm calls. It's so peaceful to just stop and listen. It sounds like Karula has been vocalizing quite intensely regularly. I spoke to Aubrey after his drive this morning, and he said he did have her vocalizing quite a lot. Now, the rasping call of a leopard can be heard from a few kilometers away, probably 4 or 5 kilometers on a still evening like this, which is around 3 or 4 miles. And if she does call, that will certainly help us determine where she is. And let's just see when this hippo comes up again if he doesn't give us one last performance. I've got a feeling like he might. Although where has he gone? Usually you can see when they are moving. This dam isn't very deep, so you can see slight ripples. And I'm guessing he's probably going to pop up not far from where... Oh no, he is moving. I can see ripples off to the right, so I think they're Brian, or am I dreaming? It could be my mind playing tricks on me. Well, anyway, we'll wait and see. He's got to pop up in anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. That's how long they can hold their breath for, but he won't necessarily hold it for that long.
Thanks very much, Wayne. I think we're going to leave you now and just take the kids home.
Maybe he's practicing his final performance under the water. Here he is. He has just popped up. And is he going to give us one last show? Maybe one more practice underwater. We'll give you one more chance to practice your move, Mr. Hippo. And then we're going to continue on and see what else we can find. You can hear some yellow-billed hornbills calling off in the background. Okay, well, it appears like this hippo's show was a brief one, and I think it does make sense for us to head back into the area actually where we found the lion, in the hope that we may find Karula there. So, without further ado, let's be off.